Today's video is a bit different. I didn't script anything like I usually do for all of my videos. I kind of just wanted to sit here and tell you a bit about what self-improvement has been like for me and how it has changed my life and how it has impacted me. I just basically wanted to speak on my experience on my journey so you can have some insight into my life and what it is really like. For me, it all started when I was 15. I started getting really interested in spirituality. So I started exploring New Age spirituality, and that is when I began meditating. Actually, scratch that. It started way before this. I remember when I was really young, I would always journal. The thing about me is I have been obsessed with journaling since I could ever remember. Anytime anything was stressing me out, I would run to my journal, and I actually am really thankful that I had that habit because that really led me to becoming who I am. I remember always journaling about my feelings and trying to dissect it and remind myself to stay positive. I always had a really positive attitude growing up, and I think I can give thanks to my father for that. He always taught me to look for the positive in everything. I also remember journaling about how I wanted to always improve my life. I would set little glow-up goals, I would call them, for like each semester of school that I would be in. So for one semester I would want to get straight A's, or I would want to work out more to improve my physique, which is kind of crazy to be caring about at a young age, but it's what I did. I had a whole range of goals and I would try keep track of them often and see how my progress went, but I don't think I was really that consistent. I never really took it too seriously. Fast forward to when I turned 15, and that's when I started getting interested in spirituality. I sort of connected both of the worlds. I sort of combined the two worlds together of self-improvement and spirituality and saw it as one big holistic view of creating a better life for yourself and becoming a person that you want to be. What spirituality taught me when I was younger was the power of thinking for yourself and sort of removing yourself from the masses. Because when you develop spiritually at a young age, you become quite different from everybody who was around you, and you can see things that people your age tend to miss. This is where I started to really develop my self-awareness and start to question all of the things that I had been taught and the things that I believed in. I also began questioning my vision for the future, if I really wanted it or if that's what I was just conditioned to believe. I started seeing life as a game almost. I understood that our souls are just living in this temporary physical body and we are playing out this game of life. And I understood that I could take control of it. Understanding that from a very young age allowed me to be more intentional. And I've always been quite an ambitious person. I was always a really good student who aimed for really high grades. So it was natural for me to, upon understanding that I can literally do anything in this life, create insane goals for myself that I would spend the rest of my life pushing to strive for. That's basically where I'm at now, just working on those goals every single day. But every step of the journey has taught me something so valuable. One of my biggest takeaways from this whole thing would be this intent behind everything that you do. I experienced a big shift from living life sort of mindlessly, just going about doing whatever I felt like doing what my family and friends would recommend that I do, to taking control over my own life, taking control over my thoughts and my emotions, my beliefs, and then crafting a very specific vision for who I want it to be. Removing all that conditioning, removing the influence of other people's opinions, and really understanding what I wanted, and then moving with intention to become that. So I see self-improvement as just the journey of me becoming that vision. And I'm not sure if it's because I've been doing this for quite some time, or if it's just because it's so deeply embedded in my belief system that I will become this version of myself. It doesn't feel difficult to me. Doing all these things that people might perceive as difficult, like working long hours or committing to your habits, or being disciplined, it sort of comes naturally to me. It doesn't require much effort because I value the vision of who I want to become above anything else. Literally anything. And when I talk about this vision of who I want to be, I think some people might assume that that means career-wise or what I will have manifested in the physical reality. But really, I mean all of the traits and the qualities and the knowledge that I possess, everything. Now, all that I want is to fulfill that potential and become that wisest, most kind, most loving, most impactful most intelligent, most passionate, most disciplined version of myself. I'm at the point where nothing seems more important than that. So taking it back to why I find this journey natural, or it's not forced for me, all of these distractions that most people might succumb to, they don't really tempt me that much. Like, I could choose to spend my youth going out and having more fun, or I could ditch all the reading and the learning that I do and instead go find a more exciting hobby like skateboarding. Or I could have more movie nights in my life where I'm just relaxing and enjoying myself. But the thing is, I don't find that enjoyable. I would much rather be working on becoming that best version of myself, because that's all I want. It's really changed me in the way that I don't need to force for myself to be on this journey anymore. It's just a natural progression. In the beginning, I didn't know if that was toxic or not, because I was battling with the idea of people telling me that I should be more balanced, that I should enjoy my youth. The amount of people that tell me I should enjoy my youth, man. What does enjoy your youth even mean? As if I'm not enjoying my youth, as if I'm not the happiest and most fulfilled version of me that has ever existed. Anyway, I digress. I don't really watch movies or TV shows. I don't read fiction books. I don't spend much time on social media. I don't enjoy consuming anything for the sake of entertainment. It's not all the time, but mostly. If I'm watching Netflix, there's something wrong. I'm going through something. A big reason being for that is I've always wanted to maximize my time. So I would sort of obsess over how productive I could be or how much stuff I could get done. Even when I wanted to relax, I would want that relaxation to be productive. And I still do to a degree now, but I don't view it as a bad thing. Before I did, because I thought that I needed to have this idea of balance that everybody was portraying. And then after some time, I realized that I just needed to define what that meant for me. A lot of people have opinions about everything on the internet. A lot of people will tell you how to live your life. A lot of people will tell you, especially in the self-improvement space, do this, don't do this. But one thing that I've learned is you need to define what is best for you. Yes, of course, listen to the advice that all these people are giving you. It's very important to learn from others, but it's more important that you don't just blindly say yes to everything they are saying. Even when I'm talking to you, use your own discernment to decide what you want to apply into your own life. And through your own judgment and your own experimentation, that is how you will learn what is best for you. So after I went through that whole panic of, oh my gosh, am I doing too much? Is this toxic? I realized that what works for me doesn't work for everybody else. And what works for everybody else doesn't work for me. And I had to go on that journey of learning what was best in my life. As I was saying before, I like to maximize my time and I like to be strategic. That is because I view life as a game. I really do. This is probably one of the most notable mindset shifts that has occurred in my brain. I view everything as just a part of this game. Even when negative circumstances are thrown at me, I see it as a challenge. I'm like, okay, how can I work around this? Even if I'm having an emotional response and at the time I'm thinking, oh man, this sucks. This sucks so bad. I have trained myself to allow myself to feel that, and then after I've cried about it for like half an hour or however much time I need, then I shift into that way of thinking where I'm like, okay, I like this. How can I navigate my way around this? How can I learn from this? Once you start this journey, it never ends. You really rewire your brain to look for opportunities everywhere. If something goes wrong, I am now very quick to accept it. I don't view it as going wrong. I don't view failure as failure. I don't view these negative circumstances as negative. I view it as something that I didn't want to occur, something that my ego didn't want to happen. But just because it happened and it wasn't exactly what I wanted doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's like that quote, rejection is redirection. It's just a redirection in my mind. That mindset allows me to detach a lot from what I think I want. And of course, my spiritual side has allowed me to have a lot of faith in God. So I trust in God's plan much more than my own plan. Because Shantae can think Shantae wants whatever she wants. But if God has other plans, ultimately I trust God above myself, above my own desires. I genuinely don't think that being on the self-improvement journey has had many negative impacts on me. At the end of the day, I think it just comes down to how in touch you are with yourself. I think a lot of people approach self-improvement from this idea of how can I be better, but they define the terms of better by what society defines as better. I don't know if I worded that right, but basically they do things for the sake of doing things because they think they should. Like, if you don't want to read every day, don't. You don't have to force yourself to do that. If you don't want to go on daily runs, don't. Find another form of exercise that you enjoy. But yeah, I guess I just really want to stress the importance of being in tune with yourself and understanding who you want to be. Because remember, you have the ability to craft your character. Like I said, this is a game. You choose what happens. You choose who you become. It's literally what this journey is. It's choosing who you want to be and then becoming that. And of course, that version is going to be a better version of yourself. Something that has really helped me is listening to my intuition. That is how I began crafting this vision for who I wanted to be, because I listened to those deep desires about what I want to do in my future. I have eradicated the idea of unrealistic. I've worked on my limiting beliefs. I genuinely believe that I could do anything, and you could too. So when you are crafting this vision of yourself, you got to tap into that childlike part of yourself almost. That part of yourself that really believes anything is possible. You know how you ask a little kid, what do you want to be when you're older? And they say, astronaut, not knowing the amount of work it takes to become an astronaut. You need that level of belief in yourself. So the first thing that pops into your mind when I ask you, in a world where nothing could go wrong, what would you want to be? Who would you want to be? What would you want to do with your life? What is the impact that you would want to have in the world? What are the traits that you would want to possess? How would you want to spend your time? Those desires that come from deep within you that you might suppress because the limiting beliefs will tell you, you can't do that. That's not going to happen. That's not for you. You can't do that. You really have to eradicate those. And then once you do, and you can really listen, that's how you know. That's your compass. Your intuition is literally your compass that tells you where to go and what to do. And when you can listen to that, you begin to get in the flow. The crazy thing about it though is it will have you do things. It goes against your logic. You're like, oh, I don't know if I should do this, but that's the point. You gotta really trust. I think there is no harm in trusting your intuition because you are being divinely led. When you listen to yourself in that way, you are literally following your passions and your dreams. Nothing is better than that. Even if it shakes the external world around you and it makes everything seemingly fall down, you will be okay because you got yourself. You will pick yourself up at the end. Like I said before, even if it goes wrong, it's not really going wrong. It's just a redirection. It's just a redirection. It's just you entering a different aspect of the game. You're just like jumping into a different timeline. Rewiring your brain in this way that allows you to have these mindset shifts. You really just begin to be excited. You understand that there really is a positive to everything, and everything is part of your journey. And your journey is so beautiful and so exciting because you are just getting closer and closer to that vision. As you make every single decision in your life, you're getting closer and closer if you're moving with intention. So upon all of the learning and all of the experiences that I've gone through, I genuinely wake up excited every day just to go on this mission. I don't really place all of my focus on this end product of who I want to be. I am more fascinated with the journey of who I am becoming in the present. My focus is on becoming 1% better every day. I guess I also attained a level of detachment to that future version of myself as well. I know that that vision is probably going to change within the next couple of years, and that's okay. I don't hold so strongly onto that vision. I do use it to help me navigate through all of my life experiences. But I'm not attached to it in the way that I long to be that version of myself. I am very much content where I am right now, but I'm just excited to make the moves to get to where I want to be, or just to get to wherever I will be in the future. I'm sorry, this is so unstructured and this is totally just a yap session, but I wanted to do something more raw and authentic. There is though one issue on self-improvement that is not spoken on enough. That is moving from a place of hatred other than love. That is where many people can go wrong. If you are trying to level up and you're trying to become a better version of yourself because you hate who you are currently, that may be effective on a short period of time, but it is not sustainable, nor is it healthy. A lot of people will use that bottled up anger and hatred inside them as fuel, and they don't see an issue with it because it works. It is a strong motivator, but it's not sustainable. When you eventually reach the goal that you want to reach, or you attain this level of success, you are less likely to continue on this journey. You will achieve what you want to achieve, and then you will be like, that's good. I don't need to continue being consistent. I don't need to continue this journey. And then you will fall off again. Or you will achieve everything that you want to achieve and you will hate yourself. You will still hate yourself. Even though you have changed everything that you wanted to, you will still hate yourself, because moving from hate doesn't get you anywhere. Changing your external doesn't get you anywhere. You gotta do it from love for yourself. You gotta do it because you genuinely think that you deserve the best life ever. You genuinely think that in this one life you have been gifted on this earth, you want it to be the best possible life ever. You want to become everything that you ever dreamed of being. Because you only got one shot, so you might as well. You have to want to exercise because you deserve movement. You deserve to have a healthy body. You will want to study because you deserve to expand your mind. You deserve to be well informed. You deserve to be educated. You will want to meditate and take care of your mind because you deserve to have a calm and beautiful mind. You deserve to have a positive experience out of this life. When you approach it from love, you will be consistent for the rest of your life because your priorities have shifted. You're not focusing on a goal. You're not focusing on attaining something. You're focusing on living the life that you deserve to live, which is the best life, your dream life. Stepping into your dream identity, that is what you deserve. Why would you ever deserve anything less? Tell me why. Literally, why would you deserve anything less? In this life, you could be anything and do anything. Why would you settle for something that is not the best? Why would you even accept that? That's a really important lesson. Really important and impactful lesson. It's to move from love and not hate. Hate will get you nowhere. I don't want this video to go too long, so I think that I will conclude that there. But I just want to say a couple of words of encouragement for you. If you have made it this far, congratulations that you got through my YAP session. But I just want to encourage you to actually take this journey of self-improvement seriously. I don't really see it as a goal of becoming better. I see it as a lifestyle. It's just your story unfolding as you become who you were meant to be, who you were destined to be, the greatest version of you. So don't view it as something that's very difficult or something that you really got to force yourself into. Let it be natural to you. Remind yourself that you really deserve this. You deserve to live the best life possible and you deserve to be everything that you want. I really hope that you got some value from this. You got some insight into what it's like being committed to personal growth. If you want some more self-improvement content from me, check the links in my descriptions for my socials. I post a lot of short form content actually. I recently hit 17k on TikTok, so that's cool. Go follow me there if you haven't already. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Mwah.